Hello there, and welcome to the channel and to our Tamiya Lancia Stratos turbo build. This is a really old kit, about 49 years old, and very simple, not much to the construction, but a lot of decals. And it does have a motor and battery supply that's provided with it, and a driver. And we pushed ahead a little bit and sort of got into the kit. What we wanted to do was, I didn't really want to use this motor inside the car per se. I thought it might be kind of neat to have this little electric motor for any number of things. It could be used for animate something in a diorama, like maybe a lift or an elevator of some sort, or maybe being able to pull something across, like a trolley or something, maybe across a diorama. So I knew I was never really going to race this car around, so I wanted to see about replacing the parts that are required to put the motor and the gear in with something else. And lo and behold, I had this wire here. Now it's really light duty, it's very flexible, but cut into the axle. But the thing that made it work was the diameter. It's the exact diameter of the shaft provided. And the nice thing is it's easy to cut. You just cut it with your nippers, and it's working. So I just wanted to see if it will work. And yeah, I didn't have to make a plastic card piece or anything, because the hole is provided here underneath for the axle right there. So proof of concept, temporarily, that will work. Now obviously I have to pose it with them, centered if I want, or I suppose I could lock it into position, but it does roll. It would actually roll like this. So do I want to put it in, or do I not want to put it in? I guess I can always change it, because if I decide that I do want to put this motor in here, the top body is not glued, doesn't have to get glued to the base. So it looks like we'll be able to maintain that sort of option if we want to. We got the figure, just his body glued together, scraped off the mold lines, and sort of glued his head together, sanded give it a good sand here. A little bit of work here on this side still, but we've got him sort of ready. I want to sort of see how he sits in a 120 scale F1 car before I do anything permanent with him. But we kind of just started on him, and we started on our axle to see if that's going to work. Now, the body was dusty and dirty, so I gave it a clean, and lo and behold, here I was all toting that nothing had happened. But if you can see, there was a crack, and it was actually fairly substantial. You can see it's about 1.25 inches long. It goes right up the hood, or right up the roof section. So last night I sort of held it in place, glued it, and now I've glued it a couple times. I've sanded it once and I've got it very smooth. And if I look in the light, if I catch the light, I'm not seeing much. Now there might be a little bit left to fill, but it's starting to get really close. I see, you can see there, yeah, in the shine. So our repair is coming along there. I'm just gonna keep all I'm doing is just loading up that crack just a little bit. I shouldn't say loading, but now I'm just sort of letting the Tamiya thin just lay over top, and I'm just building it up sort of in layers, and just let it build that up, and then we'll give it a sand, and hopefully I think we can polish it out to where it looks really good. Now the color for the body is going to be LP39, and that's like a real close white. And then for the around the front here, where it goes black, and I'm wherever the details for the black, we're going to use the rubber black. I like it. It's not quite black. For the interior, we're going to use a combination of these grays and a dark iron, and we're going to use this dark iron for around the bottom chassis part. And then we're going to combine these grays into the interior. And if we don't put the driver in, we're going to use the red seat belts from our upscale seat belt kit here. Right here, we're going to use the red ones. I think will look cool. And I'm sort of on the fence with the rims. I can paint them just red. I can paint them yellow, or I could do something funky. And I have this funky foil red Duplicolor spray that I'm thinking might really like add some flash to it. But I don't know if I want to do that because the Rally, that solid red really speaks the Rally. So I'm on the fence with that. I don't know if I want to go this crazy or not. But we'll see. We're on the fence. So for now, we are into construction. Now that we've got our colors blocked out and we know that we can use our substitution for our rear axle here, that's going to work. Now we can start to push ahead with some assembly. So we can get into this front end here. We can start getting all this sorted out so we can get our front wheels put together, and then into the interior here with the wheel, and our dashboard gets glued in, and our component, our instrument panel, and that kind of stuff goes in here. So most of that's all going to be in grays and blacks. And we did a little bit of work on the dashboard, and all I did was just took the a light marker. I just had the one I had out here was like a light color, is the ivory, and I just brightened up the buttons there. I hit the one after I hit it with the ivory with the red marker, and I went over the dials with the AK pencil. I think this is AK, yeah, AK white pencil, and that brought out the notches and stuff. So we'll get our little brush, or we'll use the marker. We'll get the red on the gauge there, on the needle, and then we can I guess pop that out. I'm not going to bother painting. I'm going to leave that the black, and a couple other parts I might just just leave black, but for these components in here, we'll get them painted out in the different grays. So I'm wondering if maybe I should just spray these parts on the sprue. Well, we'll leave this part on. I can clip it out of there easily enough. Let's do that, because this is going to remain black. So I guess I can cut you there, cut you there, cut you there, and cut you there. Okay, that allows me to paint that. Now the rest of these are going to get different shades. We got our wiper, but I can avoid that, I think, in this part. Okay, dark iron, dark iron, dark iron. Probably like a darker black, and then we'll get into the grays in here. All right, well, let me paint some parts, and we'll come back and we'll start clipping stuff off and gluing it together. All right, well, we pushed ahead a bit. We've fixed our crack pretty good. It's feeling pretty soft, so we're gonna go back into the gray, and we just sanded out what we want. So we'll get the rest of this prime, but we got a coat of gray on the interior, and we got a good coat going on so far. So it seems to be going so far pretty good. We went ahead and we just kind of playing around. We did a little bit of painting and dry brushing on this here and on the center console. We did a little oil or enamel wash, and then we just went in there and dabbed it around with a brush and stuff to get the seat sort of mottled in. So there's our interior starting to go together. There's our back wall. We did a little bit of the I used the blue over top of some silver, metallic blue, just for some of the components going around the front. We painted these, we got a coat on our radiator, got our dashboard instrument ready to go. We used X7 red for the rims. We decided just to go with the straight red with the rims. And now, just sort of deciding whether we're going to put the driver in or whether we are going to save him for an F1 car. I'm going to bring down the Honda that we just finished, the F1 Honda, and I'm just going to see if he'll slide in there and see what it looks like, just as an experiment before we go too far with painting him up and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to get the rest of this in gray, and we'll see how it looks and see if we have to do any more work of sanding to it, but I hope we're okay. And then we'll get into the coat of white right here. So let me get a spray coat of gray on this, and when we come back we'll get a coat of the white on. All right, this is a lot of fun. It's just a quick build, eh? I'm having fun tonight just putting this thing together. So here we go. All right, well, there we go. We got a coat of gray, and that crack is gone. That's nice. Yeah, so she looks good. Looks nice when it's all like in the prime gray there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just snip off the Tamiya manufacturing label out of the decal sheet, and I'm going to just try to see what it does, whether it fractures and comes apart, or whether it's okay, and sort of judge where we go by the behavior of the decal. So let me try that, and we'll see which way we're going to go. But I think all things going our way, we'll be getting into the white and get ready for the livery that it comes with. But so far so good. Yeah, we're winning more than we're losing on this one. So yeah, we carried on. We dry brushed the door panels in a little bit, added some detail here and there to the steering wheel and stuff. You can kind of see there a bit. But yeah, okay. And there's the inner part of the, I guess, upper part of the interior of the firewall dashboard there. So we got that sort of looking pretty good, I think. It looks like vinyl. So yeah, let me get that sorted, and we'll see what we're gonna can do decal wise. I don't know. It's looking so sick in the gray. I love that gray. It's just the profile of it, eh? It's just so sick. What an awesome car. Yeah, I know, right? Like, I almost want to just do like a black stripe up it or something, but well, let's test our decals. Stick to the plan, Joel. Stick to the plan. And here we are. We got a coat of white. So one step forward, two steps back, I'm gonna say. Yeah, I ran into a bit of like orange peeling kind of thing. So I think consistency of paint, maybe, you know, maybe just a little aggressive. So yeah, we're gonna keep going. We're not gonna let it deter us. So I'm gonna get a clear coat on this. This is all nice and dry now. And yeah, we were able to hide that crack pretty good. You gotta really look for it to see it. So that was a win. But yeah, you can see we just got a bit of thing going on there, but hey, it's a rally car, so we're gonna go with it. And you know, we're gonna make it work for us instead of against us. And we have our components here ready to put together. So I'm gonna get a clear coat on this, let it dry. We're masked out to add in our tint around the top of the windshield here, so we'll finish masking that in. We can get that painted, and then we can just do this assembly. Now I cut a piece of plastic card, and this is really just so those rims are looking nice in the wheels. Well, we got that going up, but I made this piece of plastic card just to replace the switch here. There's a power switch for if you're gonna have the batteries and the motor in there, and I made this little, there it is, fit like that. No, it fits like this. I thought it fit in there. Oh, is it too big? Oh, it's this piece. Sorry, that's the piece for the other one. Here it is, here. There's the piece. Okay, so we cut a little piece of plastic card, and we're just gonna well, just sand this out, and we'll paint it in to make a little plate that goes over top of there. And then yeah, basically just did a little bit of paint on the bottom, blued up the exhausts there, and yeah, we're pretty well ready for assembly. So when we come back, we'll have this drying, and we'll start putting all this together, and we'll have a rolling chassis with our interior. We can put our seat belts in too. Cool. Just gonna hit a couple little details here with the little marker. Got the aluminum here. Just sort of bring up these rods a bit. There. Nut on top. Wink. Okay. And let's see. I think that's about it. We can start to assemble. Avengers assemble. All right. Well, let's say we are right here, section 5 with our front end. So if you look at the top here, we've got this piece goes in underneath, like such. It sits in here. Do ya? Oh, you do ya? All right. There we go. Right there. This pin goes right in. There we go. Now this is going to go right in here. Just like that. Right, like that. And then this one is going to go like this. Got this fits over top of each of those like such. That's going to sit there like that. Okay. This right here. Give it a little shot right there, and right there. Give it a little shot right there, and right there. Give it a little shot. Right there. And right there. Okay. Gets that set in place. Now we can get ready for our poly caps, which are right here. Let's snip these off. So rivets. One rivet. And another one. Oh, yep, there it is. Two rivets. There we go. There. Okay. Now we can slide on our wheels. So we got our Goodyear branding on the outside. All right. So we want to go like that. Wheel. And there's our branding through. it in there nice. We'll get in there and do the nut. Do the nut. Okay, nice. Okay, so now looks like I can put this pin. There we go. Slide that into there. There we go. Get this pin. Slide it into here. Like so. And that should slide right in there. Get in there, yeah. There we go. Okay. There we go. Aha. Okay. Into our seat and our console. Just going to go right in here. Alright. And yep. That's where that goes, right there. Looks like that's going to sit there. Now this handle, you could do in a gold. Yeah, kind of gold. So I think I'll do this with silver first. And then we'll do it in a gold. Let's get a metallic on it. Now. And then we'll do a gold on that. Okay, so this is going to sit right in there. And our back wall, right here, is going to sit looks like it's supposed to line up here. Looks like something like goes back that far. Hold on. Okay, let's get this pinned into place first. Okay. Let's do the shifter knob, and I'm going to use the green stuff metal color shiny gold, just to sort of give it some pop. right there. So I think I'm just gonna make sure that I got my nice moist brush there. Just gonna give that a nice gold anodized top. Just give it some bling. Yep. Top like that. Huh. Beauty. Okay. Plunk that into place. Right there. I can sit right in there. Put a little dab of blue in there. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I guess these are our paddles. Might as well get these in silver, I guess. Alright, there's that. And steering wheel. I think we'll put our seat belts in first. But our steering wheel will sit right in there. Look at that. Beauty. That looks actually pretty good. Alright, well, we've mocked up our body and stuff so far, and it's not looking too bad other than the paint. I'm not too happy with the paint, but we'll see how the decals go. We've got them soaking, and one little piece is broken off, and we have shattering going on with this one here. Yeah, these are just deteriorating. Aww. I don't know. I don't think this is going to be doable. Maybe some of them. I might be able to get some of them on and see what we can do from there. So yeah, I'm not really sure how this is going to go, but we're going to give it a shot anyways. The figure looks good in the F1 car though. That's a win. So let me try to get this laid down, and we'll see how it goes when I come back, and we'll make a decision on where we're going to go from there. Wish me luck. No. No, no way. 50 years, too old. There's no way these decals will ever lay down, so it's not worth it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start again. So just as well, because I wasn't too happy with the weight. So there you go. So all right, well, let's just get rid of these decals then. I'm not gonna lose any more sleep. Let's get them off of here before they get any more comfortable, and then we will decide what color and what we want to do with it. So yeah, let's play around, and it's playtime now, so there are no wrong answers. There are no there's no bad things now. So okay, well, we might as well do a little bit of a wet sand, I guess. Now that we got her wet, I'll get out the emery cloth. We'll give her a bit of 3000, 4000 wet sand there. Polish her down. Okay, well, swing and a miss. But that's the way it goes sometimes with these old kits for sure. So we'll come up with something, and we'll figure it out when we come back. So let me clean this up and we'll carry on. just going to give this a wet sand, and it's coming out really smooth. Like, it's really smooth now, so we'll smooth it out. And then I don't know, we've got the rims we've got already in a nice red, so I mean, I think I'm gonna go with flat gray with a stripe. Should we put a stripe on it? Straight up the middle, maybe? Or just up the one side? Not sure. Where would a stripe look good on this body? Let's see. Maybe a bra type. Something like that. Alright. So we've got the... Oops. Got the spoiler that goes on the back. Like so. That's coming out really smooth. Give this front some love. Alright, well, undecided as to what colors and what stripes maybe to add. Now that we've determined we're going with something completely different after the great debacle. Okay, well, as exciting as this is, I'm sure I will come back when this is done and we'll figure out where to go. Well, none of that went according to plan at all. At all. That totally changed. Yeah, we ended up with the peely sort of paint job, and then the decals didn't turn out at all. And you know, I tried it with just the gray, and then I decided to go off of the green and sort of go off that color. So, you know, we got it together. I think it'd be one of those models we could definitely give it to, you know, I can give it to my godson for him to put on his shelf with his fancy cars, and it'll look just fine. As far as something to boast about, I'm not really sure it's one of those. But, you know, we had fun just the same. And we just did it in the green, and we did the driver. You can get a look at him here. And I just did the rims again in the dark, and I left one red just for kind of fun. And we did the driver up. Here he is there. Spend too much time on him, but with the yellow helmet and stuff, he does show up pretty good. I think I'm going to revisit this kit. It is available, and it comes with all the extra lights, fog lights and everything that go on the front, and it's a new mold, and the decals would work excellent. So I think I might get one. I think I might order a new one and revisit this kit. But yeah, sorry to disappoint. I know it would have been a lot more fun to see it with the decals on it and stuff, and I really appreciate the you know, those of you that watched the unboxing of this kit. And I'm sorry if you were excited to see it turn out the way it was supposed to look, but what we ended up is this, which is Well, I like it, actually. I mean, you know, if it was my car sitting in the driveway, I'd be pretty jazzed. But yeah, we had some troubles with the paint, and I think that's partly due to my airbrush. We stripped it down and gave it a clean. All we have really left to do is I think I'm just going to paint in the handles before we call it done. And I'll just do that probably with the marker. Just go around with the silver and do a little bit of black inside with the pin wash. But yeah, that's what happened. That's where it turned out. But I mean, all in all, it had a cracked, you know, for a kit like this, to work out like this isn't so bad, because it did have the crack. The body was damaged. It had the crappy decals that wouldn't lay down, and we were still able to salvage out a fun kit. You know, we had fun. We practiced with some paint. We definitely learned a lot of mistakes on this one. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, you know, overall, I guess I can't call it a complete loss at all. We haven't put a clear coat on it yet, so I mean, once I get a really good shine on it, it'll probably maybe even look that much better. But I could always change the color of the rims if I wanted to. But I mean, I think it looks kind of punky with the one red rim. It's like, yeah, what do you want? And I put the little bumper on too, that in case my godson wants to wheel it around a bit, it's got the little bumper here that goes on the sides. But yeah, if you're looking for this kit, definitely I would not bother getting an old one unless you intend on changing the livery. I did find an Italeri kit that's on Amazon. Now it's a little bit pricey here in Canada, $73. I'm sure it's probably about 40 something probably in the States, maybe just under $50. But it's a little bit different in the way that it comes with all the floodlights. It doesn't have the motor. The body comes in two sections. I do believe if I click on here, yeah, there the body comes into two sections like that, so it's a little bit different. And then also an offering from Hasegawa, also in 1/24 scale. And there was also it looks like about like the same one. And then there's this one here, which was also another one, which I thought was pretty cool. The Lancia rally car, different model. It's the Lancia 037, I guess. But yeah, it's just a couple different options there. I'm not seeing, excuse me, I'm not seeing the Tamiya kit in production. We got a Safari one here. That's looking pretty cool. Ooh, big on the rims maybe, but yeah, I kind of like that one. That one looks like a cool kit. Better price too. So the 77 Safari HF Rally, I kind of like that one. I think I got my eyeball on that one now. Especially with being a brand new kit and the decals being able to work. There's always going to be a challenge here cutting it into these louvers, but that's what it's all about. Also, I found for liveries, I found this place, www.spotmodel.com. I believe they're Australia or the UK somewhere. But I think maybe the UK. But yeah, they seem to have a wide range of decals for all kinds of different rally cars and stuff. So if you're ever looking for something, some of their stuff was out of stock, but a lot of their stuff they did have in stock. So you can see they had a wide range of all kinds of stuff. They had parts, decals, you know, detail up parts and stuff like that. So they had quite a bit of stuff there on that site to look at, and that was Spot Model. I've never ordered from them. I have no idea what it would be like. Maybe we'll try them one time to see about decals. But I did consider the maybe the new Italeri kit to revisit this and do the decals and everything, because I do really like that car, and it was historical, so maybe we will revisit it. But yeah, there's just a look at what ended up happening for a total fail, I guess, in the world of perfection and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's another car that we've got under our belt, and overall, for what we had to work with, I guess it didn't turn out all that bad. We definitely learned a few things, and these cars are a challenge for me. So for you guys that are getting a good chuckle at my expense. Awesome. I don't mind at all because, yeah, it's one of those things that's just didn't matter what I tried. every right turn turned into a left. So I just hung on and all the way and we got through it. But, yeah, you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. But anyways, that's what we were able to do with it. Now, coming up next is going to be another car. We're going to slam another one in. I've got, I think, 3 days before we start. I'm going to build along with the Busy Builder on a basics build, like back to basics, because that's right up my alley. And he's building an LAV kit. I believe it's a trumpeter, or it might be a, it might be, is it a trumpeter kit, or is it, oh, I got to think now. I'm not really sure if it might not be. It might be, trying to think of the name now. The other manufacturer, really, Dragon. It might be a Dragon kit. I'm not sure. But I have a trumpeter kit, and I do have LAV. So I was thinking about starting another car kit. It is Thursday when I'm recording this, and he's not going to start his build till Sunday. So I could probably build another car kit in the next 4 or 5 days. So 4 days. So I didn't want to get a head start, even though he builds faster than me. I kind of wanted to start with him while he does the live stream and just sort of build along on my own and just sort of follow his little tips and stuff as far as that goes. I think I got most of the assembly part down pat, but it's never, you know, it's never a bad thing just to, I think, kind of go back over. It's like taking your motorcycle. If you haven't ridden a motorcycle for years, it's a good idea to take a course kind of thing just to refresh yourself on those old skills. But for me, there's no such thing as old skills, so I think it'll do nothing but help. But yeah, look for that. I think we're going to break into another car kit, so I think I'll get into that actually a little bit later. I think I can crack one out of the box, and we'll start slamming it together. So until then, until next time, I'm the model student, and live, love, laugh, plan something for tomorrow, and until then, we'll see ya. Cheers. Bye.